We're back with more Glenn Beck talking about global warming. In the book, what's interesting, though, is you do propose solutions for virtually all these things.
Yes.
I'm not
it's not just a problem book. I'm a problem solver. I'm a uniter, not a divider.
You're a uniter and a divider, which is what's great about it.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible.
But it's great if you can do the gig.
Apparently so. So what's the solution for global warming?
Do nothing.
Do nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I mean, go buy those light bulbs.
You're not going to drive a hybrid car?
Oh, I might just to save gas, and I don't like. I just saw a hybrid bus, a school bus. That's great. I mean, I drive behind buses. I see those fumes coming out. I mean, it's not bad to do those things. What I mean by do nothing, I mean, first do no harm. Let's be doctors. First do no harm. Government is not going to be the solution. They're lying to you about the bill. The bill is anywhere, I can't remember, from $5 trillion to $26 trillion to be able to implement some of this stuff. But right now, environmentalists are doing the same things that they proposed in the 1970s when it was global cooling. In, I think it was Newsweek magazine in 1975, they said, and it's in the book, it's a great quote, that what we need to do is put soot on the polar ice cap to melt the ice cap. Well, geez, I'm glad we didn't do that. And it talked in the article about how there are no politicians, they just don't think there's the will to really take this global cooling seriously. Well, now they're proposing to shoot pollution up into the air in balloons. You know what? Let's not do that. In fact, I'd like to stop doing the next brilliant idea that they just started in California. And that is environmentalists have decided to dump iron into the Pacific Ocean in hopes that it will grow plankton.
Really? I had not heard that.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that, have you? Yeah. Just started that. That's a good idea. Let's not experiment with the planet. Let's do the things that we know we can do. Let's get off of oil as much as we can. I want a president that says, let's do a moonshot. Let's dump scientific money. Let's innovate. Let's invent. Let's build the power plants that we know how to build.
Because it's only through new technologies, new developments, that some of these other things will change.
Yeah, and they've got to be massive. I mean, Anderson, you know that off the coast of Florida, in between Florida and Cuba right now, China is drilling for oil. Again, China doesn't care. They're going to be, just when China really comes online in the next few years, they're already the world's biggest polluter, and they don't care. They're not going to care about an invisible gas.
It is disconcerting when you talk to those who say, look, we got to do something immediately on climate change. You ask them specifically what can be done. They're talking about shutting down all coal plants in the United States and all coal plants in China. That's just not going to happen. China's building 2 new coal plants a week.
Here, you want to change, you want to do a couple of things. You want to get off foreign oil. You want to regain our standing as the innovator and the country that is always on the cutting edge. You want to really make sure you solidify that. You want to make sure that China doesn't pass us. Don't close down the coal plants until you've invented the replacement, and make that technology, make that power source something so great that the rest of the world needs to buy it from us.
How much of this is political correctness, that people are afraid to talk about these things or come to some sort of consensus because of...
Well, I think, I'm so surprised, because it used to be that conservatives were the ones that were always, you didn't, you don't drink, you don't dance, you don't whatever. Now, it's the liberals. You better not smoke. You better not emit pollution. You better not really say your opinion on certain things. I mean, you want to talk about shutting people down. It's the extreme left. It's not Democrats. It's the extreme left that is really starting to frighten. It's not just political correctness. It's political, as I explained in the book, it's political correctness the way the Soviet Union invented political correctness. It was then, political correctness comes from the Marxists in the former Soviet Union, where if you would say something, if you were inconsequential, they'd kill you. But if you were a trendsetter, if you were a leader, they'd put you in a re-education camp. Well, gosh, doesn't that seem familiar when people who are influential are either destroyed or they go into rehab? And then they come out 2 weeks later with a new understanding of whatever it was. What a bunch of bullcrap that is. You know what I mean? We have to be able to talk to each other. We have to be able to disagree with each other. We have to be able to move forward on these things.
We're going to talk more about political correctness. Up next, Glenn loves to say it's not about left and right, it's about right and wrong. But this country is basically built on two political parties that don't seem to like each other very much. So how does Glenn propose we get past that, huh? Huh? You'll hear his solution next.